ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ सं सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ गुं गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। Hari Om. Welcome to all students, aspirants, and everybody else who's watching this YouTube on this IAS Motivation Series, third episode. This is being conducted on behalf of the Chinmaya Academy for Civil Services, Satellite Center, Puducherry. Today's topic is be, just be. This is one of Puja Gurudev's quotes. In life, when we want to succeed, we have to do two things. One thing is to do, and the other thing is to be and receive. So about the doing, we will speak about in some other episode later, taking quotes from the Bhagavad Gita about what we should do and how we should do. Today we will focus on be. We are all called human beings, not human doings. So being is very, very important rather than doing. One is to be and the other is to do. Why should we be? Because as I said, we are called human beings. Be calls for us. What does actually being mean? When it comes to important words called switch words, be is a very important switch word. The word be, switch word, means a word that can change the state of your mind in a moment. When you chant that word or when you say that word, the state of mind which can be distracted or which can be angry or which can be frustrated can be changed in an instant. So be is one such word. There are many, many words. Maybe in the course of one of these talks, we can discuss about that topic called switch words. But this be, when you just keep chanting be like a mantra the whole day, sometimes if you really want to do something very great with yourself, when you just want to, experience a very happy state of being, you should simply chant the word be. Just be, Be keeps you in a very calm state of mind. Be keeps you fit in sports and fit in competitions, whatever it is. Even your IAS exam, it's a competition. It's a national level competition. B keeps you fit in sports and in competitions. B keeps you calm. It keeps you free from anger and it keeps you in good health. And B also helps you not to be affected by ridicule. When somebody scolds us or when somebody ridicules us, immediately we get disturbed. But at that moment, when you chant the word be, it helps you to stay in a safe zone in your mind, in a steady state of mind. How exactly can we be? When I said, if you want to achieve success, there are two things. One is to be and one is to do. When the doing part is over, what remains is only the being part. And the being part actually happens for most of our lives. Most of our lives, we are only being. For some time in the day, we do. So be calls to be means being in a steady state of mind, and all the sense organs are in a steady state. The sense organs of hearing, the sense organs of sight, the sense organ of nose, the sense organ of taste, and the sense organ of skin. When they are in a steady state, it means we are being. This is a state we need to have, especially when you want to achieve success in life. When you want to when you want to have success in life, and when you want to achieve, for example, on the Olympic race or any other sports, any other race, it can be at school level or college level or state level. The person might have prepared a lot, the person might have trained a lot, but at that moment, what is required when the gunshot has not been fired to start? On your mark, get set, ready, and then they say steady. That's for that steadiness to be achieved, all the sense organs have to be steady. The ears have to be steady, the eyes have to be steady, the nose has to be steady, the tongue has to be steady, and the skin has to be steady. That is the mind behind the sense organs have to be steady. On that point, when the gunshot is going to be fired towards the sky to signal to go, we cannot afford to be jittery in our ears, in our hearing. We cannot afford to hear somebody telling something bad about us and think about that at that moment. We cannot afford to take our eyes away from the point, from the goal we have to reach, to some other place, and maybe even to look behind who is there, who is talking, who is participating in the race, who is not participating. There is no time for that. So if we want to achieve success in life, B means all the sense organs put together being steady. It is a very long time practice. We will see how to make them steady also in future talks. Being means to be in a steady state of focus and alertness all through your preparation for the civil services, the study time, whether it is 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. I am not even going to talk about many attempts, because anybody who listens to these talks are all going to be so focused that they are not actually going to be bothered about clearing their civil services exams, which is a done thing. As I said, for cooking, if you have all these ingredients together and then you put the dish on the stove for heating, the final product is definitely going to be successful. In the same way, if you have all these ingredients together and you give your exam, the final product is definitely going to be successful. What I'm talking is brilliant IAS officers, brilliant civil services officers who are going to get trained and come out of this academy, Chinmaya Academy for Civil Services. So for those people, until your study period is over, it is very important to just be as you prepare for your exams. Being is a practice not to let yourself be disturbed by what you hear, see, smell, taste, or touch. The aim of these talks is not just to motivate you to pass the exams, the civil service exams, or even to motivate you to join. Anybody who is an interesting enthusiast doesn't need any motivation to join to study. They're definitely going to be self-motivated and self-driven. The people whom we are addressing here are those people who are self-driven and self-motivated, and they have the thirst for success. They want to succeed. Why they want to succeed? Because they want to serve the government, serve the country as dedicated and committed IAS officers and civil servants. But so we are going to see brilliant officers pass out through adorning the civil services. To be is to have a steady mind. If you want to have just one key for success in life, in anything that you do, it is a steady state of mind. A steady mind is a pure mind, it is a concentrated mind, it is a one pointed mind. To have a steady mind is like having a quiver of arrows that can never get exhausted. In a battlefield, imagine you are fighting with arrows on a battlefield, and you have to just keep the arrows in. Like Arjuna had such a quiver of arrows with him, an inexhaustible quiver of arrows he was gifted with by the gods. That such an inexhaustible quiver of arrows is our steady state of mind. Any situation comes in life, any question comes in our situations are all questions in the exams, and our ability to bring out the answers from our memory stock. So any situation that comes, we will be able to have that quiver of arrows ready to send it across to succeed in life. And here, the success we are talking about, the brilliance in what we want to do, the goodness of our intention is what we are talking about. Otherwise, there is no point in talking about any success, because we can succeed in anything. A thief can also be successful, a murderer can also be successful, but that is not the success that we really want in life. We want the success that can take us from strength to strength, from success to success, from happiness to further more and more happiness, and finally a liberated state of existence where we are not really bothered by the situations, by the circumstances, by what we have in life. Our focus becomes on what we give and how best we can give and how much most people we can reach. Maximum happiness to maximum people for the maximum period of time is the motto of Chinmaya mission. So that kind of success we are talking about. So these quiver of arrows can never get exhausted when your mind is very steady. And the thoughts of that, so how is a steady mind cultivated? What is that practice? Day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour. It is not a practice that we can do on Saturday and Sunday, and the rest of the days we can do something else and fly kites or go and enjoy or do whatever we want to. It is a minute to minute, hour to hour practice. And if we do this, definitely success is ours. And beyond the examination, also success is going to be ours. The examination is not the final point of success. Succeeding in the examination is not final. We have a career of 58 years after that, or 60 years up till we retire. And in that career, every point in our life, whether it is the IPS or the IAS or the IFS or the Forest Service or Foreign Service, every point in our life, every individual on a day-to-day basis is going to face trials and tribulations and difficulties. So how do I quieten my mind? How do I steady my mind? And how do I focus my mind to achieve that success? Focus on integrating thoughts, feelings, thoughts, words, and actions. The feelings are coming from the source, from our being. If I say I am a human being, that being is a state of awareness, a state of consciousness. All present everywhere, I am aware, I am conscious at all times of the day. And beyond birth and death, awareness is there. From that awareness, which is me, springs, first thing is feelings. In life, feelings are coming. I feel good, I feel bad, I feel irritated, I feel gentle, I feel loving, I feel kind, I feel compassionate. So many feelings are coming. Not I'm telling all these good feelings. I feel angry, I feel hatred, I feel jealousy. These are also feelings. But if I want to succeed in life, I should first focus on what kind of feelings I'm having. The attitude that I have decides what feelings I'm going to get. So first, focus on integrating my feelings. The feelings generate thoughts. If the feelings is a physical body, the thought is like the dress that we wear. The thought is like a covering for the feeling. So the feeling should be one, manasyekam, vachasyekam, karmanyekam, mahatmanaha. It is a Sanskrit subhashitam. Subhashitam means it is a wise saying or a good quote. Manasyekam, vachasyekam, karmanyekam, mahatmanaha, manasyanyat, vachasyanyat, karmanyanyat, duratmanaha. Mind is one, speech is one, action is one. For the great being, mind is different, speech is different, action is different. For the ordinary person who does not want to succeed in life through the right means, duratmanaha means not a good being, meaning the opposite of good, a bad person. So focus on integrating the feeling, thought, word, and action. So, for example, if I want to cultivate, I must have the attitude of being a disciplined, dedicated, and successful student. That means Vidya Vinayena Shobhate, which means if I want education, I should have humility. If I want knowledge, I should surrender. I should surrender to the teacher, surrender to the master who is guiding me on the right direction. That surrender is called Vinaya or humility. I should have that feeling of humility. and an eagerness to learn, a constant eagerness to learn. That feeling should not come one hour every day. It is not like that. It's from morning till night. That feeling is there, humility and the eagerness to learn. Then I must focus on having the thoughts about what I study. If I'm studying general studies, or if I'm studying Sanskrit, or if I'm studying language or mathematics for the exam, in the morning, if I sit to study, science shows that our dopamine and cortisol levels, which are our energy generating hormones, are secreted maximum in the first 9 hours of our day in the morning. When we wake up, from the time we wake up, first 9 hours. So when we study during that time, those subjects that we are studying at that time, throughout the day we have to focus on those subjects. So for example, if I'm studying something about Indian history, and I'm studying some particular topic about Indian history in the morning, so preparing for the civil services is not actually some fun thing that you want to take up, and spend 3 years of your life, or 3 years or 2 years or 1 year, whatever your capacity and capability is. Preparing for civil service is a commitment till you achieve the goal, and after you achieve the goal, it is a commitment for life to serve. So if I study some subject in the morning, throughout the day, whatever actions I do, I will be focusing on Indian history. I will be focusing on what is that aspect of Indian history that we have to learn to see what kind of problems in our civil services we always win when we have a connective study, a web kind of knowledge, a web kind of an understanding of any subject. For example, if there is the Islamic invasion was there, the British invasion was there, and if we are studying about that, what is the impact of that invasion on today, on in our life today, and what is it that we need to do to correct the present day scenario and situation. So with this kind of an thought process, and cultivate the real feelings for your subject. The best way to score centum in all subjects is, whatever you study, let it not be just thoughts and information and data. Let it not just be mugging up for the sake of exams. Bring it in your feeling. And when you bring the for example, when you suppose you're studying mathematics, you are studying about how to calculate and all that, try to bring it, try to relate it with something that you can feel, something that you really love, and that way you will be able to remember your subject very well. You will be able to remember the answers that you're going to write very well, and when you write the paper with feeling, the the examiner, that feeling will touch the examiner, and when it touches the heart of the examiner, you are not going to get any ordinary marks for whatever you study. So whether you're studying geography, when you're studying geography, study it with the feeling, oh, this is my earth, the earth in which I live in, the earth which is sustaining, I'm studying about that. When you make your whole studies a process of feelings, no, you study with feeling, you will also have concentration, you will also have dedication, you will also have love, you will also have gratitude, and you will also be able to, when you have all this, you will be able to remember whatever you're going to study, because nobody will forget the name of their beloved teacher in school. Nobody is going to forget one's mother's name or father's name or somebody you love so much. You're not going to forget their name, because why you don't forget all that is you have feeling for that person. In the same way, cultivate feelings for your subject. Let all your subjects speak to you like as if they're cartoon characters, like your beloved movie heroes, or your beloved you know, episode teleserial heroes. Let all your subjects become feelings, and when these feelings talk to you, they're going to help you in your exams, and they will help you in getting, they will do the work. You just have to write the answer paper, and the answer paper will do its own work of bringing you success. Then I must focus on having the thoughts about what I study throughout the day. For example, if I'm surfing on the, you continue to enjoy life. Don't deny any of your pleasures of life. You go to a hotel, you study mathematics, you look around, you look at the menu card. No, enjoy life. But you look at the menu card, always keep thinking with your numbers. Let like Srinivasa Ramanujan was there. Wherever he went, numbers used to speak to him. Whatever he saw, everything was talking to him only in the language of numbers. Same way, if there is a great Mridangam player and he is being told not to, there's a movie called Mridanga Chakravarti, very beautiful movie in which Shivaji Ganeshan acted. And so there was a competition, I think, between him and his son playing Mridangam. And so something happened and they said, you should not touch the Mridangam. And he's sitting in his room. He's very angry and he's very upset because he cannot play the mridangam. And then in his house, rain is falling and there is the roof is leaking in his house. And because the roof is leaking, they have kept some pots beneath to collect that water. And the water is dropping one, drop, 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 drop. And with that drop, he's playing the mridangam because anything, that is what feeling and thinking going together means. Everything becomes you. The whole subject that you study becomes you. And then feelings, thoughts. The next is words. Whatever you speak, you put your intention behind learning about your subject. You can put everything else aside for the 3 years or your preparation time. Every other thought and every other enjoyment aside, you may enjoy, but in all that, let your subject speak most of the time. Connect with your subject. Let the words that you speak be related to your subjects. And the best way to speak what you study is to teach others. Maybe you can catch hold of standard 12 students or standard 10 students or even small students who are wanting to learn these subjects. The subject that you have in a simpler manner, you want to teach them. You take time off to teach them for free. Let it be a practice session for you. When you teach them, you will be able to learn by heart very well. And when you connect with people, when you're serving somebody, when you teach somebody, you're serving and helping that person grow in life. The more and more people you help to grow by your knowledge, the more and more that knowledge is going to support you and help you to achieve success. And even when you're doing your internet search or you're on your WhatsApp and Facebook, in Twitter and other things, focus on your subjects. Focus on surfing related to your subject. Focus on what all people have spoken related to your subject. And spend all your waking hours of the day studying, thinking. That is feeling, thoughts, words, and your actions. Of course, your action of speaking, your action of doing with your hands, your action of walking, everything should be related to what you study. And so these tips are not just for the civil services, it is for everybody. But there is a lot of anxiety about whether we will be able to achieve these exams. So that is why we need to talk so much about motivating for these civil services and other examinations. So the best way to focus with words to teach other friends and family members and relatives. Lastly, all actions I do throughout the day must be in connection with what I feel, what I think, what I speak. That is preparation for the civil services. Never take that goal out of your mind. As we saw on the first day, the goal is very important. Keep the goal very high. The goal is not just passing the exams, but serving as a civil services officer, as a very brilliant civil services officer, giving my service to the nation. That should be the aspiring goal. And when that goal is there, don't certain points or certain sutras I'm going to be repeating through every session. Repetition is the one way by which we learn, and repetition is because these are all very, very important, that we never swerve from this and never forget all this. So keep the goal very high. Do not have any anxiety about the future. Don't worry about the past, and in the present moment, be steady. That is, just be. And today's book, which I'm going to introduce for you, is uh, Pujya Guruji, Swami Tejomayananda ji. He was a former global head of Chinmaya mission. So now the present global head is Puja Swami Swarupananda ji. Pujya Guruji has written a very beautiful book. It is a sutra. Sutra means aphorisms. It is called Tips for Happy Living. So Tips for Happy Living, Jivana Sutrani, it is called in Sanskritam. Tips for happy living means it is actually in Sanskrit and English. Even the transliteration for the Sanskrit sentences have been given. It is available in all our Chinmaya mission centers and even on Amazon and other book portals from as ebooks, whatever you can. It is available for sale. In the tips for happy living, I'm just going to quote uh, one statement or one sutra, one aphorism, which is going to help you in deciding on a day-to-day basis what you need to do in life. There are only two things that we need to do. As I said, we have to be and we have to do. So in life, there are two things to be done. One is prapya pratisthitihi pratikaraha. There is every day I will get a situation in life. I want to study for my civil service exams. I am focusing to keep everything ready and sitting down to study. But on that day, there's going to be some disturbance. Somebody is coming and talking something else, or somebody is fighting. The ambience and around my house, everything is not okay, not conducive enough to study. So that is the situation that has come to me on that day. So what I should do in my life, only two things that need to be done. This will help you even in your examinations and even in your career in the future. What should I do every day? I should change that situation. I should work to change that situation. Prapya pratisthitihi pratikaraha. If some disturbance is there, let me just be, let me be calm and let me be steady and focused in what I want to do. Focus on what I want to do, not what I don't want to do. If I want to focus on being calm and being study and to study, then my mind will be calm. But if I focus on, no, this disturbance should not happen, immediately the mind will get attracted to that disturbance and I would have lost those precious moments of my study. So, prapya paristitihi pratikaraha. Whatever paristhiti I have, whatever situation that surrounds me, I should work on that situation and correct it. Then, swa bhavishya nirmanam cha. I should, on a day-to-day basis, if this situation has happened today, if it should not happen tomorrow, what should I do so that it does not happen tomorrow? So that way, on a day-to-day basis, I should correct only two things I have to do. One is correct what I have. If I don't have proper knowledge about the subject, I should correct it by having the right knowledge about the subject. And then for tomorrow, how best I can improve myself to study more and more, to get more and more knowledge on this subject, to be more and more stable and steady in my state of being, and to be more successful in life. What I need to do that I can decide on a day-to-day basis. So there are many other interesting quotes in this book, but I just mentioned only one important topic today. And with this, I wish you all the best. In the Dropbox, we have the summary of last week's talk. And this will continue till the number of participants are joining. So, Chinmaya Academy for Civil Services, Puducherry Satellite Center, please do register the course. The 1 year program is going to start in July, and the 3 year study program is going to start in August. And the programs are going to be beamed from Chennai. Chinmaya Academy of Civil Services has been happening successfully for the last many years, last 5 years. And so the Puducherry Satellite Center has just been recently inaugurated. And we plan to have our course beginning from July. So till that time, you may contact the Puducherry Center, Chinmaya Surya, for your registrations or inquiries. And wish you all the best. With this, we conclude. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Boliye Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai.